Hey bestie, I know. I'm here to explain myself. I know I've been away for almost 4 months, I think. It wasn't planned, but I'm about to explain. Welcome to everyone who has subscribed even when I wasn't putting out content. Thank you so much. I've noticed that the numbers were going up and that made me really happy. Thank you for continuing to watch my videos and the works. My name is Nomfundo Mbata. Some people call me Mbata because my email says Mbata Nomfundo, my YouTube email. So I think some people think that's my first name, but my first name is Nomfundo and then my family name is Mbata. Right, so what happened? Why did I just vanish out of thin air? Okay, so remember last year when I made a video and I was like, this is not necessarily why I left, but this is how everything started. So remember last year when I made a video and saying I'm finally monetized and was excited about it? Yeah, so that lasted about 3 months. And then, so basically you have to request a pin from YouTube and then they send it to your address in your country. So if I say Ladysmith, then they're going to send it to Ladysmith, basically. So my first pin, I asked a friend because I'm obviously not in South Africa. I live in Shanghai, for those who don't know. So I asked a friend and then she never received it. And I requested it again. It never arrived at her house. So she was like, okay, maybe because the post office, I wasn't even aware of this part, that the post office has been having some problems and whatnot. So I was like, okay, great. So I didn't know about that. It's good to know. I did some search online. I think I didn't do my research until my third time though. When I searched, I realized that, oh, South Africans sometimes do struggle to receive their pins. It's like a thing. I was like dejected, but I was still hopeful. So I asked my other friend who lives in Joburg, friend, I need a pin from YouTube, please help. She's like, sure. And then I just used her work address because I guess that way it was easier for her to receive it. There was no way it's gonna get lost that way. Right, so I requested one time, the first time, same thing, it doesn't arrive. So it's supposed to take 3 weeks, right? Doesn't arrive. I request the second time, it doesn't arrive. And then the third time, I don't know if I requested the third time or I was just like, okay, I don't know what to do anymore. No one has info out there about if, so I should be changing because most people are like, just change it. Big city, I'm like, Sentin, surely it's going to arrive because my friend works in Sentin, I think. So it didn't arrive. So I was like, oh, crap. Okay. So I'm demotivated at this point, but yeah, I'm still hopeful. I think around the time, and my YouTube is still fine, ads are showing. And then I went on holiday. I think I had received an email about a month. I don't know, but it was telling me that after a month my monetization was going to be stopped and whatnot. No ads were going to be shown. So I was like, okay, cool. It's getting weird. But I still went on holiday, recorded content because I was like, okay, I also have a way now to not be fixated on this one area of my content that I wasn't really enjoying anymore. So I could introduce traveling and whatnot. So happy times, right? Right. So yeah, and then when I came back from vacation, no, I think when I went to Bali, that's when my monetization was stopped, or it was about to stop then, because I know when I was in Singapore it already had stopped. So I wasn't, and at that time I wasn't sure if I should still put out the video or if I should just hold on to it until my monetization problems were fixed. So I went with releasing the video and then just not recording any more content because I could have recorded content, but I went with not recording content anymore because what was the point to me? I don't like, even when my monetization problems were happening because I couldn't figure out why. I had met the requirements, but I couldn't go through with monetizing my channel because copyright issues that I couldn't figure out. So that was also frustrating. Even then, I just refused to put out content. I figured that out. I felt the same way with AdSense. I'm like, why would I put out content when I know that I could be making what I deserve. I never started YouTube because I wanted to make money and whatnot, but I don't feel like it's fair for them to still gain and then I don't gain anything. And it didn't, I guess I'm not that passionate to continue doing it even when it's not giving back to me, and I know what it could be giving at this point. I had money in my AdSense account that I couldn't access. So I was like, gosh, this is annoying. Right, so I just stepped back from recording content because of that. But then as time went, I was super grateful, high key actually, that happened, because I was just burnt out. Vlogging during vacation, even though I love it, I do it for myself. It's something that I want to one day go back to watch and with my kids and my family one day and be reminded of how my life was at this point. So I'm super grateful that I got to do that, and I get to do that going forward still. But my gosh, it's exhausting. I don't know if it was just the vlogging or if it was also just the traveling as well, because I wanted to capture as much as possible and I did a lot of stuff and it just exhausted me. So I was YouTubed out, like, so to speak. All right. So because of that, I was like, sure, this AdSense thing sucks, but whew, I get to rest. I don't have to think about what video to put out on a Sunday, because I started to record on Sundays, I think. I didn't have to worry about anything. Like, it was just peaceful. And that's when I knew that I needed a break. I didn't have this type of understanding then, but as time went, I was like, whew, okay, this is good. And my AdSense has been fixed for almost over a month now, for like a month, but I didn't feel like rushing back into recording. Just stood back and was like, okay, I'm still not ready, and I'm just not gonna start recording. I'm not gonna start recording until I am actually ready to start recording. So as I was on this break as well, I realized some things, because since the beginning of the year until now, so last year I went through a huge change that flipped my life upside down, in a bad way, but not in a doomed way. It was just like, oh, I thought things were this way, but then things are not this way, things are actually that way. And it was gut-wrenching. I was hurt. I was very angry. Fortunately, I get to work things out in therapy. And at the time, I was still with my previous therapist. I currently don't have a therapist. I'm trying to look for one. I'm probably going to go back to my previous therapist, because I've also just realized that, girl, she gave me tools. Like, I've been going through stuff and then without therapy, but I'm able to just carry on moving on. And that told me that she did her job. And because of that, I'm considering going back, just working with her. I never fired her anyway, just because of some reason we couldn't carry on. And then I was stubborn and then I wanted to go a different route. And now I'm like, maybe let's go back to the lady that has helped me get to this point. Because I'm telling you, I'm not in therapy right now, but my brain, the way it's been wired and the work I've done, I've been in therapy for a long time, probably 5 years properly, no, 3 years properly. And then before then, I was also in therapy. So when the thing that happened that I can't talk about because it implicates other people and I'm not ready to talk about it because of that, I don't know how, it's not just, if it was just me and myself and the thing, then I'd be talking about it openly because I believe in that. But because it involves other people, now I have to be careful about how I say and what I say, because, it's a whole thing. So because of that thing, I didn't know who I was anymore, and I didn't want to, I think the AdSense thing happened because probably God knew that this way I'd stop, because I don't like doing stuff that doesn't make sense. So probably, I was just thinking about that this morning, because I was thinking about this video. I was planning for this video, so I was like, maybe God knew that I would not want to record a video if my AdSense has been stopped, or if I had AdSense problems, and in that way I would be willing to step away and take time for myself, which is exactly what I did. And during that time, I realized that I didn't want to, at that point I didn't know this was the reason, but I didn't want to come out here and not be authentic and have to perform as if everything was fine when everything, and don't get me wrong, I'm not talking about, oh my gosh, no, I'm talking about, I chose my peace, and that came with grief that I wasn't ready for, right? So choosing your peace is not always going to be all roses and fun. So because of that, I was just in this place where I'm still in that place where I'm not really sure who I am, but I'm trying to figure it out, and it's okay right now. So I didn't know how to be anymore, if we're being honest. So yeah, because of that, I just haven't known how to come forward and just be, but I think I'm ready to go forward now. Everything is okay. Nothing. I saw some messages, people were concerned, and I'm really, really fine. Like, outside of life happening, because life is never going to stop happening, I'm really, really fine. And I'm super grateful that you guys checked in, and you checked on me. I appreciate that. And the people who've been sending emails, I did see your emails. I just didn't want to deal with YouTube related stuff, because my petty self, I guess, was also like, no. So I'm so sorry that I never acknowledged your emails. I was just not in a headspace to actually do that. I'm probably going to respond now that I feel better about YouTube. It was just so demotivating, the whole AdSense thing as well. Just like, why won't it go smoothly? Why do I have to suffer, and why? Like, it didn't make sense to me. So I was really, really frustrated about that. I was also going through changes at work. Remember when last year, I think I told you guys a little bit that I moved jobs. So I'm in a new school now, I'm homeroom. My previous schools, I never really got to work with teams per se. It was teams, but not that deep, because I didn't have to deal with people on the personal level, or be in an office with people that I have to talk to and stuff and make decisions together for the grade. So in this new school, that's how stuff is, and it's taken me a really long time to be okay with just how people are in the workplace, because my other work settings, really, I could keep to myself, mind my own business, go to work, and then leave. But in this school, it's a little bit impossible, or just difficult to do that. It requires meetings and stuff, and you get to see people, and people flexing power and stuff. I don't know, it was just a whole thing. It was really, really frustrating at some point. It's okay now. I've voiced things out, because after the first semester, after observing, because I'm an observer, so observing everything, I was like, okay, now I get to say what I like, what I don't like, and I'm just not going to do certain things anymore. I won't care and stuff like that. So that's been a challenge as well, and trying to maneuver that space has been a little bit difficult, but I love the kids. They're the best. Yeah, that part has been frustrating, but I've got this. So what have I been up to? I've really just been chilling. So if there's one thing you don't know about me, or you know about me, if you know me, is that I love to rest. So I'm not one of those people who want to be forever working or being productive because you were raised in an African home where you were not allowed. No, I will rest. So my body forced, my headspace and just my body and how everything was. I wasn't applying for jobs anymore, communications, I mean. I've just been me in my, you know, what we sometimes say about trees that maybe we're supposed to just exist. I've just been existing, low-key planning my future and whatnot, because I marinate as well. Sarah Jakes Roberts talks about that, the marinating thing. I didn't know it was that, but I'm the type of person who sits on things for a little bit longer than needed sometimes. But yeah, I've just been thinking about ideas and whatnot, my life going forward. What do I want that to look like? The frustrations of not breaking into the career that I want to break into, but also who's to blame for that? Because I have not been applying as well. So I can't even say that companies are not hiring. If you're hearing that noise, my machine is spinning because my smart self decided to put in my Sunday laundry, the weekend laundry, actually. The stuff that I wore on Friday to Sunday, I'm washing it now. But anyway, that's nice. So yeah, I've been marinating, and then hopefully just things are going to happen the way I hope. If not, then okay, God has a different plan for my life. I've just been sitting in my peace and quiet that I fought for, but also grieving stuff that some things are just not natural, and that's what I'm grieving right now. The stuff that I can't talk about because it involves other people, but that has been what I've been doing. Really just nothing, chilling, doing stuff, not being productive, not writing, because also I have a problem with my website. I refuse to write until that is sorted. So yeah, I've been writing actually, but I've just been slacking with that as well. I've also been trying to understand myself a little bit better, by being present and being cognizant of things. So now I'm like, oh, I did that and I enjoyed it. Oh, I did that, I didn't enjoy it so much. I'm in my no era as well. I'm in my whatever era as well. I'm in my let's go era as well. Yeah, work 2 more weeks and then it's holiday time. I cannot wait. It's been a long semester. Way better than the first semester, but geez, teaching can be tiring as well. So there's that. So yeah, I'm just hoping to now put out more content. I don't know if I'm still motivated to do ESL teaching content anymore. That was another thing, because I was like, I just so when the AdSense thing happened exactly at the right time. It wasn't great, but it exactly happened at the right time. It forced me to stop. I don't know if I want to still do the ESL content. Am I saying that I'm never going to do it? Probably one day I'll wake up and be like, oh, let's do a video on this. But I don't know if this the direction that I want to take anymore, and I had to reevaluate that as well. I've been reading my reading community. Tell me if you want me to put out some book content. It wasn't really received very well, but I've been reading. I read still. Still go to the gym. I'm in my womanhood zone more now, because I didn't always feel grown, but I think I feel a little bit more grown now. Very young at heart, but yeah, just great things, planning for my future and chilling and allowing God to do his thing and allowing my body and my mindset to be exactly where it's at and not fight it. Right, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I love you so much. If you've made it this far, please subscribe. I would love to have you in the family, and I cannot wait till the next time to put up more content. Love you guys, bye.